it's Chelsea, and welcome back to Bonnet Talks. So this video, I plan on highlighting self-care tips that I have used for myself to just take care of myself. Self-care is something that people often forget to do. It's extremely important because if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of yourself? You're the only person that knows you the most, and you're the only person who can take care of you in the best way. So these tips are to help people just take time to step back and breathe and make sure that you are focused on the most important person in your life, yourself. So my first tip for you guys is simply spend some time alone. What I mean by that is that sometimes you really just need to step away from everybody, from your family, from your friends, just everybody, and just take some time to be by yourself, to collect yourself, to get to know yourself. And you have to do this completely on your own. I know for me this is extremely difficult because I'm an extrovert and I really like being around people, and I often feed off of energy and I like get my energy from other people. However, it can become unhealthy when you start to depend on other people to make you happy. For me, for a while, I hated being alone because when I got alone, I got really lonely and I got really sad. And like, it's normal to feel lonely and it's normal to feel sad, but it got to a point where I was not happy unless I was around people. And there needs to be a point where you can make yourself happy. You don't need other people to make you happy, because then you're just depending on people, and if those people leave, it's going to be really bad on your mental health. So it's really important to just make sure that you know yourself and you can step away and you can be comfortable being by yourself, because that's something that happens a lot in your life, and you cannot expect to be around people all the time, and you cannot expect people to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy, and you have to learn how to make yourself happy on your own without anybody else, because that's extremely important. Another little tip that I have that's actually quite simple is simply rid your space of clutter. Whether this is your house, your room, your car, just rid your space of clutter. Clutter can cause a lot of stress. If you come home stressed from a day at work and you come home to a messy house, it's just gonna add more stress. Cleaning and organizing is something that I do to calm my anxiety. Whenever I get really bad anxiety, I often start to tidy up and clean things, and when I do this, it helps me calm down because I have a sense of control, because I'm able to control how my space looks. And that's really important, because having a messy space can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress that you aren't aware of. But like, you definitely try it out. It's not always the best for everybody. Like, some people can live in a messy area and that's totally fine, but like, try it out. And you may notice that your stress levels, even if they just go down slightly, they may go down slightly. And this can help a lot, just having a clean space where you can just relax and come in and it not be hectic. My next tip is something that's often difficult, especially with my generation, but put your phone down, or at least put it on Do Not Disturb. Social media, extremely toxic. We have these false realities of life. We look on social media and we see these extravagant pictures of people living their best life, when in reality we don't know anything about their life except for what they post on social media. And they're gonna post the good parts of their life on social media because they want everybody to see that, and they want everybody to think that they have a great life. But a lot of people don't, and a lot of people will only share what is good and have a lot of things hiding. So stop comparing yourself to these people. Stop comparing yourself to models and to celebrities, because they are only showing what they want to be seen. You don't know what's going on in their life. And social media has a way of just making people feel like their life sucks compared to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. Turn your phone off. Take a break from social media and the comparing and the false realities, and just be in reality. Live your life, live in the moment. You need to step back and you need to live in your reality. You need to stop being on the screen, because it's really detrimental to mental health. Social media has had such a negative impact on a lot of young people's mental health because of the amount of things that are allowed onto it and the amount of hatred that often comes from it. It's just a really toxic thing. For me, I am trying to change the way I use social media and use it as a way to spread positivity with my Instagram. Go check it out. But with my Instagram, I'm trying to spread positivity rather than post these false realities of, hey, look at this vacation that I'm going on, but I may be sad the entire time, but it's a pretty picture, so you think I'm happy. I'm trying to get away from that false reality and just spread positivity and be real and be genuine and just not be fake, because a lot of things on social media are fake and we believe that it's real, and it's really bad for our mental health. Next tip that I have is simply make sure that you fix your sleeping schedule. I'm guilty. My sleeping schedule is crap right now. I go to bed at like 2 a.m., get up at like whenever my body wakes me up. But sleeping is really important for your mental health. Oftentimes people are always complaining about how they're always tired no matter how much sleep they get, but it's because they have a really irregular sleeping schedule. You can sleep for 2 hours one day and then 8 hours the next day and feel really tired, but even when you sleep those 8 hours, it's because your sleeping schedule is not consistent. Your body is not getting a normal amount of rest that it needs, or a regular amount of rest, so it's really just messing up, and that can affect your mental health a lot. Getting a good night's rest gets you the energy that you need for the next day. It gets you just refreshed. Sleeping is just refresh and restarting, so the next day is a whole new day and you're not carrying the burdens of the day before onto the next day. So if you have a weird sleep schedule where you're only sleeping 2 hours, or you're not sleeping at all, or you're sleeping really late at night and then waking up in the afternoon, you don't have that time to kind of restart and to kind of just refresh yourself for a new day, because you don't have that time to just restart and to refresh. And it's really bad for your mental health. It can really affect a lot, and it's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Definitely, like, try to fix your sleep schedule, because it can help a lot. Like, I know that last year my sleep schedule was horrible, and then this year I started to try to get a normalized sleep schedule. I would make sure that I was getting up on time, because I often would sleep in late and miss classes, and then that would affect my mental health because it gave me anxiety. And just having a sleeping schedule can help a lot of things in your life that you're not aware that it can help. So just fix your sleeping schedule, make an alarm, try to go to bed at a certain time. Just try to fix your sleeping schedule so that you can get some rest. So my next tip is get some fresh air. This is especially important for our current lifestyle, assuming that we are all forced to self-distance. So what I'm saying is just go outside. The sun heals. The sun, feel the warmth on your skin. Just take a breath of fresh air. It can just relieve a lot of things off your chest. If you're really stressed, if your family's driving you crazy, just take a step outside, look up at the sun, just breathe, because it's really important to get fresh air. It's really important to get out of really constricting environments, and going outside is a perfect way to get out of constricting environments, because you are able to just relax and just breathe. Next tip is something that I have started to do more recently, but it's simply take personal days, or as I like to call them, take mental health days. From work, from school, it doesn't matter. If you wake up one morning and you are feeling crap mental health wise, take that day off. Your job, your school, work can wait for that one day. Just take a day off. You are not a bad person for calling out because you are feeling extremely sad, because not paying attention to your mental health now will affect it in the long run. If you go to work or you go to school that day and you are feeling horrible, you're not taking the time to make yourself feel better. Mental health days are really important. I try to take a mental health day whenever I need it. Usually it's once a week. Now that I'm not at school because of this whole quarantine thing, it's kind of like mental health day every day. But like, when you have a set schedule, make sure that in that schedule you have a day where you can just relax. You can take care of yourself. You can watch movies. You can do face masks. You can take a bath. You can go for a walk. You can just take time for yourself. Set a day away where nobody else matters except for yourself and your mental health, because that one day will go a long ways. I promise. My next tip I also started recently, and it's to try out journaling. I know that journaling isn't for everybody, but for me, when it comes to journaling, it helps a lot because I am not keeping all of these things in my head and I'm writing them down. I know it can be difficult to talk to people. You don't have someone that you entirely trust with talking with. You can simply write it down, because that will remove it from your brain and put it somewhere so it's not staying trapped in your brain and you're not constantly thinking about it, and it's not constantly just getting bigger and bigger in your brain until it overflows. Writing down in journals helps you express yourself. You can go back and read it over whenever you're having a bad day. Write positive affirmations in your journal and go back and read them. Write things like, you made it through this thing, you can make it through another thing. Like, document what's going on in your life. Document the really hard days, document the really good days, anything, because this will go a long way. It will help a lot because it will just have something that you can reflect on. You will be able to not have all these things trapped in your head, and it's just journaling, for me at least, because I do enjoy writing, has helped a lot. Journaling is not for everybody. This is not a tip that I expect everybody to be able to use, but it's definitely something that I think everybody should check out at least once. And my last tip is the most important tip I have. It is simply love yourself. That's all there is to it. You got to know that the only person that can make yourself the way that you want to be is yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to accept that you make mistakes. You have to accept your flaws. You have to accept all these things, because once you accept it, once you accept who you are and you start to love yourself for who you are, life gets a lot easier. You start not worrying so much about what other people say. You start not focusing on the bad things so much. You have to love yourself. You have to take it easy on yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself, because your worst enemy is yourself. Alright guys, so that's the end of my video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Go check out my social medias. I am really grateful for the recent support that I've gotten. Thank you so much. And remember, you matter.